What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Draco Caliber. Today we're doing another tier list. If you guys are liking the tier list videos, make sure to let me know down in the comments down below. Today's tier list is going to be no other than one of my favorite animes, JJK. If you haven't watched it yet, this will help you decide if you are going to get into it. I'll be light spoilers, of course. I'll try to stay away from anything having to do with the manga. We are about halfway through season 2 right now, getting into the Shibuya incident arc. So I will try to not move past that. I might cover things that happen at the end of the Shibuya incident arc, so if you're not looking for spoilers, you might want to skip ahead when you're hearing about characters. When I do get into that, I'll make sure I try to preface it as much as I can. Without further ado, let's get into the video. First and foremost, we have Maki. Maki, one of the best girls in the show. But because we are not talking about anime spoilers, just for the anime or the manga spoilers, just for anime right now, I'm gonna leave her in B tier. Megumi would be dead 10 times over. No, is it? Megumi would be dead. Trying to remember who she helped. Yeah, Megumi would be dead 10 times over if she didn't help him out in that fight against what is their name? Hanami. Yeah, this person, Hanami. So if Megumi or Maki didn't help Megumi versus Hanami, I do believe Megumi would be dead. Even though he tries to pull out blank. I haven't gotten there yet. Every single time he gets into a fight that does kill him, he tries to use that. He tried to use it episode 1. He tries to use it, so he's not above pulling it out, but she kind of puts a stop on that. Teaches him how to fight with cursed objects because that's her whole deal. Solid B. There are 2 ghettos. The first ghetto we do is gonna be ghetto with the stitches. So post the Zero movie, I believe Ghetto is an S tier villain. Very rarely do you meet the villain in the first few episodes and then they stay the villain for the whole thing, and he looks like he does stay the villain for the whole thing, so that's really cool. Yeah, not much I could say about him because a lot of it is manga spoilers of who he is, but Ghetto in the anime, as we know him after the movie Zero and all the beginnings of the season 2. Really cool. That's the Ghetto we're basing it off of. He's a really good villain. Can't say enough about him. His powers are cool. Uzumaki's a dope move. All of that's really cool. Third is Nanami. Nanami, I don't want to give too many S's. I'll put Nanami in A right now, and then if I can't find a better place for him, we will move him to S. Nanami is a really good just Jujutsu sorcerer. He does teach Yuji a bunch, but he's not labeled as a teacher. He works his 9 to 5, and his powers work if he goes into overtime, which starts at 6 o'clock. His powers dramatically increase, so he's always trying to push the fights there. Doesn't back down from a fight, even if he thinks he's going to lose, as we saw when Yuji had when he got in that domain expansion by Mahito. This guy, when he got in the domain expansion by him, he wasn't phased really. He knew he was gonna die, but he was happy Yuji was out. So, really good guy. I am a really big fan of him. I want to put him in S, but I don't want to riddle S. And if I think he's good, but he could be better. All right, next, Nanami. Nanami is a C tier. No, Nobaru. A lot of names I'm gonna mess up. Nobaru is a C tier to me because she hasn't really done anything much. She's done things like when she fought the frog in the last season 1 final episode. She has a battle in there, but she had to get saved by Yuji. She does help, and she does use really good techniques, but because we're not where we are in the manga, I would put her at a B or even an A, but because we're doing anime only as of right now in her feats, I would leave her at C. This is gonna be Ghetto this is Ghetto episode 0 or movie 0 and season 2 before we get into the present part of season 2. I do believe he's an A. He's the perfect contrast of what Gojo is, and then they do like a little reverse Uno card on each other towards the end, but he does end up he does start off wanting to help and everything like that. It makes him a good person. And then obviously because his curse technique works with eating curses, it kind of blurs the line of him of what he's doing, and that starts his descent I don't know if that's exactly what starts the descent, but as what I've gathered so far, that starts his descent. Makes him a really good character. I like him a lot. Gojo, D tier. D tier because he's just too OP. I don't really like characters like that. Wrong. Main character can't die, never dies, won't die. Not even in manga will he die. He will be a forever mainstay. I don't really like how the anime went from my boy Yuji to now my boy Gojo. I get it, he's cool, but I'm ready to be off the Gojo train. Hanami, I like Hanami. Hanami will be a good B tier. I don't really like what they did with his speech, their speech at the beginning, where it was all backwards. I get that's cool, but I'm way more, I like to understand what's going on. I think they had a lot of good stuff to say. Like if you play it in reverse, it is actually a lot of good stuff, but the series never elaborates on it. I think they're the best case of curses just wanting to be treated like people, even though they're the most, like, they're one of the most unhuman looking ones besides statue, of course. Yeah, I really like them as a villain. Hey, Gojo, Jugo, there we go. Jugo, great villain. I really like his powers. I've always been keen to anything red, fire. Of course, you know the channel, you could see it. But even beyond that, I have to, even though we're not there yet in the anime, so a little bit of anime spoilers or manga spoilers. The way the Shibuya incident arc really not really ends, but ends, starts coming down. Getting its resolution has to do with him, and I think his move is really cool, where he was able to he would have got smoked anyways if the fight continued, but really just stand up for himself in that moment, even after seeing his best friend die, because they are best friends. So like, yeah, that was sad, but I think he's a really good villain. I hope they keep him around for a while. Like I said, I haven't read the manga, so I don't know if he's around presently or not, but in the anime, it's his time to shine. Yuji, I think his name is Ijugi, something like that. I should have looked it up before, but I didn't. Yuji, Yuji will be in C tier. He hasn't really done, I don't know if he does something in the manga later, but in the anime he really only creates veils, which is really that interesting because they don't go into it yet. As more veils start pulling up, like in the Shibuya incident arc, they do get deeper into it, so that's really cool, but it's not really him putting up the veils. I don't know if he does anything mega present time, but in the anime I will give him a C tier. Junpei, I really enjoyed Junpei. I think Junpei was a great villain, or a great juxtaposition of Yuji at the time, where he also had nobody besides his mother, and then his mother got taken away, but a curse found him. Instead of really Megumi finding him, a curse found him. I would say that's how Junpei and Yuji different, besides natural abilities and who they are as a person. And I could get into the manga spoilers of who Yuji is and everything like that, but for Junpei, I really enjoyed his character. I think it helped Yuji a lot realize that even if you're strong and you're good, sometimes people fall to the wayside and there's nothing we can do, and Yuji really needed that. That's part of the reason Yuji lost his smile, in my opinion. While he did still smile after that point, it kind of started to dwindle. He was not the same happy kid after that, and he never really got over his death, which was impactful too. For that, Junpei gets an A. Noritoshi will get a B, a high B. Low. There we go. Yeah, he'll get a high B, only because I don't know what he does in the manga right now. In the anime, he is gone. He's not present. He did that little thing, the once. If your anime is set in high school, every anime gets a tournament arc. That's the one of the tier lists they'll do, are tournament arcs. But for Noritoshi, I like him. His blood art, or blood demon art, lol. His blood art is cool, or whatever he calls it, the blood curse technique. But he doesn't really do too much. He injures Hanami a little bit, but after that, I didn't really see him, and I haven't seen him. Mahito, one of my least favorite villains in the world, but he's a good villain. I will put him right next. Actually, no, Mahito has to go up an A. He does too much for the show. I mean, honestly, he does more for the show than Jugo does, or Geto does for the show. Season 1, I feel like he's more of a mainstay character in season 1. Obviously, it's because Geto is telling him everything to do, but we don't know that yet. But he's really good. I like him a lot. He has this cool transfiguration technique. I don't like how the first time we see him is really him getting beat up. It doesn't really preface him for how strong he really is. And I know you see that later in the Shibuya incident arc and all the arcs past that. He really steps up to the table. But before that, we don't really get to see it. Next, in my opinion, my best girl. But that's just toxic. Mai as a character, I mean, I'm gonna put her next to her sister. They kind of play off of each other really well. She just has the cursed energy. She has the reverse curse techniques or whatever they're called. She creates bullets, which is really cool because she intentionally uses the revolver. I put her higher than her sister. She intentionally uses the revolver because people could count how many shots she has left, and then she creates a new bullet. I mean, it did get stopped, so maybe not. Yeah, they're pretty close. I don't really have an opinion on either of them. Mekamaru, I think Mekamaru is an A. I really like his character. He is sick. Manga spoiler alert. Skip 15 seconds ahead if you don't want to hear it. Starting in 3, 2, 1. His little tricky reverse Uno card on Geto and Geto and Mahito. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. Geto and Mahito was really cool. So seeing that together, I'll give Mekamaru an A. Kasumi right now is a C. Same reasons why everyone else is in C down here. Same reason she's gonna be in C, because they don't really get their time to shine as of yet for what I've seen. I mean, she has a really cool technique, so I will put her not cooler than hers. So yeah, that's where these three ladies live with the good old guy. Izuki? I don't really know his name. Panda will get a really high A. I really like Panda. Panda's an A for me. I mean, he has multiple forms. He's a stance changer. I hope in the game they come out, he'll be a stance changer. That'll be really cool. Yeah, there's not much else I could say. But actually, you know what? Panda's an ass. He's a panda all of the time. He's really nice. He has a really good relationship with his pseudo dad. Like, he brings a lot to the table. He's strong. Bitch slaps Mekamaru across the whole building, basically crushing him. He's really good. Sekuno, don't need to talk about it. Sekuno is the reverse opposite of Gojo for me. He's super cool. He's really OP, but he only comes out when he needs to. He's not toying with the whole anime. They really only bring him out when it needs to be something impactful. Get ready, Shibuya incident arc. It's about to go down. Todo. Yeah, Todo. I really like Todo too. I don't want to riddle with S's, so I might do A. Oh, what? I can drop him down. Yeah, we could drop him. But we're going to do Todo as an A. I mean, the epitome of the female gaze. Am I right, ladies? As I would know. No, but for me, he is one of my favorite characters in the show. Probably tied with Yuji, because they are so perfect together. And I really like how a lot of people, even including Gojo, told Yuji that his divergent fist was a good technique and that he should try to hone it. And then the second he steps in the fight with Todo, he is pulling off 7 black fashes back to back to back to back to back. So yeah, best teacher in the show so far, best curse technique because it's so simple. My boy clapping them cheeks every time. I really like him as a character. I believe his name is Toji. I mean, Toji might as well be an S. What can I say? He is crazy strong. Out here taking on anyone with his voice. I mean, he does have that drawback, but even with the drawback, he still overuses the shit out of it all the time. I really like what he does with his voice. His curse technique is really cool. Oh my god, Megumi. I want to give Megumi an S because of what happens in the manga. But for now, he will be a B tier only because he will be the highest B. I only put him in B because at every fight he tries to use his death technique, which is supposed to be his trump card, and he does it every fight. So like every fight before he's about to get knocked, I understand you're about to get knocked out, or even like before that, he just instantly does it. First time he looked at one finger Sekuna or Yuji, when he ate it and started to use the powers, he was ready to do it, ready to kill himself to kill Yuji right away. Second time, I don't know, but there's been a lot. So I really don't like that about him. I really liked it after Mai told him how to use, like, his tonfas were dope. Everything like that was really cool. Shoko, best girl. No need to say much more about that. Urahime hasn't done anything in my eyes. I don't know if she does anything in the manga, but she's really just a gag character. In my opinion, I could be wrong. Old man gonna get an A only because he rocks. Literally, he rocks. He is the amplification for a guitar. I think that curse technique is really cool, so he will get an A. I haven't seen him do anything else but what's in the anime, so I don't know if he helps more in the Shibuya incident arc or if he's against Gojo because Yuji's still alive, how that works. Ooh, actually I'm gonna drop him down to a B because of all that I just said. I don't really like how the principal of the school, or headmaster, whoever he is in the school, the dean, I don't really like how he's trying to kill Yuji because he has Seku in his fingers. I think it's about time people started to realize that he's on our side. For the most part, I mean, something could go wrong, wink wink, but as of right now, he's on our side. So until Seku takes him over completely or something, I don't think death is the answer. They should have been trying to help him hone his technique like Todo did in the first 20 seconds of meeting him, and Yuji would have been a lot stronger. With that being said, I'm gonna put Yuji right next to Todo because I do believe they are on the same tier. Todo is the main character, or Yuji is the main character of the show, but he gets, of course, outshined by this idiot. He needs more time to shine, and I hope that's coming now because, you know, major manga spoilers in 3, 2, 1. We're finally rid of Gojo, and I know a lot of people are mad and aren't gonna like me or anything like that, but I do believe Gojo would hinder the show if we kept him around for that long, just because it's like kind of like the Naruto effect in Boruto. If you guys are watching that, I'll do a Boruto tier list or a Naruto Shippuden tier list or something here soon, but it's kind of like that in a way where, like, okay, we get, you're literally God, like, we get it. No fight is fun to watch you in because you just, like, the first 2-3 times watching him fight and see how strong he was really cool, but even like, I didn't like how they death baited him first with the Todo fight, Toji, then in Megumi's dad. I forgot his name, but Megumi's dad, I didn't like how they death baited us with that or anything like that. So I really hope Yuji gets a chance to shine. And now that we're at the end of the video, I could finally move Gojo back up in the S tier. Just wanted to make sure I had a thumbnail shot for longer than it, but without further ado, that's the end of this tier list. If you guys have different opinions or anything like that, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I am going to be releasing a bunch more tier lists, so if you guys do like that content, make sure you are subscribing, and we will catch you in the next one. Later.